Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Neuro Fucked podcast for season 2. I'm your co-host, God damn it. Neuro Fucked podcast. I'm your host for today, Terrence Sams, and over here we have the lovely, amazing, interesting, sometime buffering person, Haley.
It sounds like you were buffering there, Terrence.
I was.
I'm the one of the other hosts, Haley Olivia. Thank you for returning. If you are returning guest, thank you for joining us. If you are brand new, I hope you enjoy the episode. We're weird, we're awkward, we're relatable, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Okay, cool.
And with that, start the episode.
Go.
It's time for Neuro Podcast with your hosts, Jackson Rosa, that mischievous motherfucker, Haley Olivia, what's your name, girl? You on the spectrum, and Terrence. We've got autism, ADHD, OCD, all the D's. We got stories and artists from all walks of life. It's time to get fucked neurologically.
Yeah, I like that texture.
It's actually
Yeah,
it's very.
All right.
So I'll let you start this one off, Haley. So
I'll
take it
go
away.
ahead and start. Okay. Well, welcome. We have Richy. I'll just say Richy Axel, like your Instagram handle, is here. We're so happy to have you. Thank you for. I saw that you reached out on Instagram and everything, and then later down the road, I was like, let's contact him and see if he wants to be on the show, because you sent a really nice comment on Instagram, I remember, and I was like, that's so sweet, and you seem like such a kind person, and so I was like, let's get him on the show. And how about you kind of say a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself to our audience?
No, thank you so much, Haley. Thank you guys for inviting me. First of all, it's an honor to be here, and I gotta say, I do love that neuro bleep, or what you guys do without bleep.
We have to put in the bleeps for.
But I like it. I love it. Thank you so much again for having me, and it's an honor. But yeah, well, I've been in LA for 7 years. Originally, I was born in Monterrey, Mexico, and moved to Houston when I was very, very young. Been in Houston for 20. I was there for 25, 27 years, and then I moved out here 7 years ago with my wife. So it's been a really, really amazing journey ever since then. Ups and downs, because not too long ago this year, we all had the unfortunate fires, that LA had to go through. Again, my prayers to all those victims that are still trying to get through it, with all what they lost. So my heart does always go out to them. But yeah, since then I've been involved in the entertainment industry as a writer, director, concept artist. Sometimes I do acting. I mean, I've studied acting and all that, but it's not my expertise. But I did do it. If someone asks me, hey, you want to be an actor for a short film or this? Hey, let's do it.
Like, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, why not?
Like,
right?
Of course. I'll be in front of the camera.
There you go.
I'm ready for my close-up.
Yeah.
It's
right here. No, but most of the time I like to be a writer, and hoping to direct my first live-action feature very soon. Nice. Developing a sci-fi trailer for my own sci-fi animated series that I want to pitch and whatnot. So and just writing a lot, drawing, and all that good stuff.
Just creating.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
creating.
Artists need to continue to create. It's what makes you feel fulfilled.
Please
and
fund us.
Happy.
Please
fund.
Please clap. Please clap.
Up on your face. Please fund us.
Please fund us.
Yeah.
Funding is in part to me personally, out of my own bank account. We need financiers. No.
Thank you, Jackson.
I'm on the same boat with everything I'm doing, man.
Yes.
I need funds.
So, what got you into animation originally, specifically that?
Oh, man. Well, growing up, I come from a family that does a lot of art. So my dad, he does a lot of murals, like traditional murals. He would do everything by hand. So I grew up watching him do all that good stuff and awesome stuff.
Did you get his artistic talent?
I believe I did. I mean, my mom also does like portraits. She draws people's portraits on traditional black and white pencil. But she doesn't really pursue it. But she has shown me some of her work back in the day, and it was awesome stuff. But my dad, he's still very active. He tries to. He's already pretty, I think he's like pushing 80s at this point. So, but he's very strong. And my siblings also do art. They draw and everything, but some of them already kind of pursue other careers. Like one of my brothers, he's an owner of a circus company, his own circus company, Cirque La Vie. Give a shout out to them. They're awesome. And I have other brothers who is like an independent director, and another one who's a TV producer in Houston, has his own radio show and everything. So I guess you could say it's in my blood. I come from a line of artists, I guess you would say, from especially in the Mexican side of the family.
And there's so many iconic artists from Mexico and from that region too, and just it's filled with arts and culture. My mom collects turn of the century stuff that's from like Mexico, California. It's like a lot of artists that worked on that stuff, like it's like literally Monterey furniture, and there's like all these things that like artists like paint, floral, like in murals.
It's just fascinating.
And that stuff was actually around me, so I'm very influenced by that stuff too. I think some bold and bright colors come from like some of that stuff.
Yeah.
The reason I put a orange rug in there.
I know. So we originally had a purple rug, and then I came in before I even saw this rug. He goes, "Okay, hear me out," because I was trying to get purple in, and he kept putting orange.
No, I like.
And then he switched it out to the bright orange, but it pops.
Towards the end, but what is what is your relationship to spectrum disorders?
Like how did you find our page, and like how did you make your way to us,
well, I like to be very active on social media, and always support local artists and just overall generally artists and whatever and all their content and whatnot, even the new generation, because they are our future. So I like to showcase my love and support to all of them. Because, growing up as an artist, sometimes it's hard to get support. You get the naysayers like, "Oh, it's not a career. You should quit. You should do something else."
You're like, okay,
it's just a hobby. No. We actually, our job as artists is to make everyone else's life more enjoyable and entertaining, because everybody's having hardships and a lot of stuff going on in real life, and they need a gateway to go and just get away from it for about an hour and a half. And that's why I like someone like Quentin Tarantino, because he says cinema is just helps everybody just to release from their problems, just go and enjoy a kick-ass movie, that's all that matters. I found you guys on social media. Like I said, I saw what you guys do. I was like, oh man, these guys are awesome. I love the interviews. I recognize one of the people that
Galen.
Oh, Galen.
I recognize them.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't full on had a conversation with them, but I've seen them many times in areas where I've gone to go and hang out with other friends. And I always thought, man, I should hang out with him more often. So, Galen, if you see this, one day we're going to have to talk.
Yeah, you should. We'll connect you. We'll connect you.
I'm sure he'll listen to this interview and be like, oh, yeah.
He might have seen me somewhere, sure.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Oh, we nerded out about music so much.
So much.
I offered to drive him back because he took an Uber all the way out here. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. I said, let me drive you back. And we just talked about different artists that are so niche, things that like most people wouldn't know. He just would talk deeply about music, and it was super cool. So yeah, he was a great conversation to have. So
that's
you should definitely. Everyone should be friends with him. I mean, he's cool.
I'm about to put myself on the list.
This is the Galen Love episode. We should tag him in this one and be like, we talked all about you, Galen.
But yeah, absolutely. So I thought, it would be an honor to be part of this, what you guys are doing. So
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for finding us, and in our moment of struggle,
We're not struggling.
No. I mean like the starting phases of a podcast.
Exactly, like it's the early phases of the podcast.
We're very surprised about who it reached, and not surprised. But we're kind of like very happy that at least. Happy that it reached people in the community that were associated with some of our guests, but also not, we just were on with a clinical psychologist from New York. So like there's some random and not so random people that the podcast was definitely meant to reach. So that's we're going to kind of continue to do that. So
big things start with one small little things. Big things start with small things.
So tell us about, so you are doing feature film. You have a feature film that you've written that you're doing. Is it animated feature film?
Right now it's a live action.
It's live action. That's right.
Actually, my very first few projects have been animation, and I've always had the idea of getting them off the ground, having them TV series or clips here and there that I want to just show on YouTube or anything like that. Pitch it to studios and whatnot. So my animation has always been the thing where I always want to be involved more. And especially in pre-production, which is just concept art, that was my goal in the beginning. It was just to draw and draw and draw and draw for other people, their directors and whatnot, right? But then I was just told, hey, you also do writing. You know, you're writing a book, you wrote a book, and you're writing other ones, and why not just write a script, like a live action one, something very short. And that's what I did. And so right now I've developed that into a feature, which is a live action horror comedy. And that was influenced by the things that I loved watching when I was a kid in the 90s. Again, like I watched Teen Wolf. I watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's a classic. And then I watched other ones like, you know, the 80s sort of The Lost Boys, you know, and then Enter the Vampire, 93, 94. And so that kind of influenced me to just write this live action feature. And so also because I know that this generation, especially the Gen Zs, the younger ones, are somehow getting involved so much with the 90s now. You know, like all the content they're doing, they're always jamming to 90s music, 80s music, and all this
stuff. I was talking to the early 2000s kids, and I was bringing up these 90s shows, and like, you probably don't know what this is, and they're like, of course I know what that is. Like, how could you even think I wouldn't know? I'm like, well, I'm sorry. Okay, well, that's great. You weren't alive when they came out.
And I gotta admit, I also have been seeing that some of them have been dressing up kind of like how they used to back in the day, like big old jeans and
Y2K.
And I was like, okay, I like this. You know,
I've got a little bit of that back in my style. I'm like, oh, it's a lot more acceptable. I can wear a silver chain. I can wear like wraparound glasses.
Did you have a silver chain? I had the silver chain too.
You know? Like I actually, just for a joke, for a character, I got wraparound like silver looking wraparound glasses. I'll get them out. They look like so ridiculous.
I think I've seen those.
I think you might have seen them, but I haven't.
Questioned them, but I don't think I said anything.
Okay. You're just over here looking through my drawers randomly.
No, I'm just digging through all your belongings. I was digging through your belongings for our snack. For our crafty.
Okay, so that's probably where you saw it.
And so this movie is supposed to be like a symbol of all that good stuff. And so I wanted to make a movie that's, you know, it's about teenagers versus monsters, teenage monsters and whatnot. And I don't want to spoil too much of it, of course, but it's just one of those movies that I hope that it's gonna hit this generation. They, you know, love that movies that made us. You know, have you guys seen those shows on Netflix?
Movies
that made us.
I was like, oh man, definitely. So I wanted to make a story for them.
I feel like there's not enough escapism that is targeted towards that generation. I will say, like, because it's a very 80s 90s thing, it's going to be like escapism for millennials, you know, for like people that are doing stuff. I think that I would honestly say that the 90s looks through such rose-colored glasses. Like for me, it's like, you know, I was just running and playing soccer like in a field I was with friends. You know, I mean, not everything was great, but like like things were like you were on the precipice of the internet, but it wasn't dominating your every moment. You were absolutely. You were still like, there's just things were just, you know, everyone's going to grow up and say, you know, things were just a little more simple when I was...
It was, you know?
Even iPad babies are going to grow up and be like, you know, things were just a little more simple with my Candy Crush addiction.
I feel like every generation, though, as time goes on, has said, things were more simple in my time. Like, for everybody, though, like, starting from boomers, before boomers. So I guess everyone's version of simple just keeps changing, I guess, too.
How do you feel about the theory that things happen and trends happen in 30-year cycles? So for example, like George Lucas did American Graffiti first before he did the Star Wars movies, and that was based, he was in his he was getting into his close to his 30s, and he was like, he had been born in the time where all the the cars in the 50s and like the greaser kind of stuff was happening. And so that like everyone brings a little taste of their generation, of their birth time and like kind of the age that they grew up in into their art by the time they end up reaching their career in their art.
Right.
So meaning that like there's actually a theory that says you know that's kind of why things happen in those cycles. That's why the Duffer Brothers bring Stranger Things, right? That's why all these people kind of like bring their taste of their nostalgia into their art. So is that something you feel like? What is your memory of the 90s and what you know for you?
I mean, let's see, growing up, it was like I remember obviously the movies most of all, and then how everybody was just so excited. I know, like the movie tickets were really cheap back in the days. It was like
when you watch those older movies too, you're like, wait, replay that? How much?
And no, and it was one of those things where you never knew what was coming next. There was not social media was not around at all, and so the only ways you could hear about a new movie coming out was either commercials or word of mouth. Hey, did you see this? Or did you this commercial? Was like a trailer. It's like, really, of what? Godzilla '98. Godzilla. I call it Zilla, not Godzilla. Zilla. But I was like, oh, really? And like you had to see all that stuff just through commercials and through the newspaper or something like that. And so I remember all that going on. I remember, obviously the music is one of my favorites, 90s and 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just hard. I guess the clothing and the fashion, because it was simpler. The world was a bit more simpler, in my opinion, too.
Yeah.
Again, there was not too much drama going on. Like, no one really knew anyone's business unless you were really high involved in those
remember
kind of
remember when a president could get impeached for just getting a blowjob? Why did it become so much more complicated to get rid of someone?
And communication, man. Like, seriously, communication and in-person meetings or greeting people and social life was way different. If you wanted to meet somebody, you had to like go and approach them, or something had to happen for you to engage conversation.
You actually go talk to people. You actually had to interact with them.
I had brothers who back in the day, they would tell me, hey, Richy, this is how you do it, man. This is how you break the ice. Okay, cool.
Didn't you walk into, who was it? Was that you walked into places originally?
What do you mean walked into places? Oh no, that was Alfred Rockerline, our guest.
Oh yes, so our guest that we had on last season, his name's Al. So he's an editor at Smosh. I don't know if you know Smosh.
Sounds familiar. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, Smosh, pretty big. And so he was talking about how he didn't actually know how to do it when he started trying to get jobs. So he legitimately would try to walk in to the sets.
Oh, Smosh, the TV series, right?
Yeah, it's a YouTube, the big
YouTube show.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's different about some other one.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
And he would literally try to do that, and they'd look at him like he was absolutely crazy, and they're like, you can't do that. And he's like, but can you just take it anyway? I'm here.
And then he would see the lady throw it out in the trash as he walked away.
He saw the lady throw it away.
Oh man.
I think there's like certain moments in everyone's life where they have to break past a fear of rejection or of the feeling of inadequacy. I do think that my version of that is when I was shooting. So I also have a background in film too.
Awesome.
Music and film, but when I was shooting music videos is where I kind of started out. I would, no budget from the artist or barely any budget, would knock on doors around the neighborhood where the artist lived, asking if we could use the front of their property as the house of for this specific music video. And we just go around for and my mentor, the guy that was he was the singer of this band, he's like, what are you doing, man? You don't have to do this if you don't want to. He's like, he was nervous for me. He's like, dude, you don't have to do this. Like, we could just do something else. And I'm like, no, I'm going to knock on doors. So I went and knocked on doors. And then the third one I asked, she said, can my grandkids be in the music video? And I was like, yeah, of course. And so she said yes. But yeah, it was like after a third knock. So I think it's good to learn how to be out in the world and just a lot of people I know, friends of mine who are Gen Z, that is the social anxiety levels are actually super high nowadays.
It kind of breaks my heart when I hear things.
Yeah.
Like how it is nowadays.
I get technology and everything has provided a lot of things for us, but at the same time, it's making it harder to know how to interact with people in real life.
I can see that.
For the average person. And
I mean, I tell people, especially the young artists, you have to go out there. You can't be shy, you know. And I used to be the kind of artist back in the early mid 2000s. When I was trying to get really in the zone, I would always go into my room, be secluded, even with my family. I would be in my room just drawing away and doing all my stuff. And my family would be like, where you been all this time? But I was told by my mentors who are Disney veterans, who are Disney veterans, and they would tell me, Richie, if you want to let the world know who you are and get involved in the business, you have to get out there and show them what you can do and what you got. And so when I start to network and I start to go to events, conventions and whatnot, I start to get the feeling okay, I can do this. And I start to try to connect with people, ask questions, especially the veterans of animation, and just get the feel of it. And then once I got more comfortable with it, the more talkative I started to be more in this environment. But I was a social person even in high school. I think I applied it there too because I was always talking to everybody else in high school. We're talking about 2006 through to 2009. I was always very social. I was never
full-on extrovert.
Yeah, I was never shy away from anybody. I don't care you were a goth or a gangster or anybody. I would just be like, hey man, how's it going? I was always that kind of guy. I never really judged anyone I don't want to talk to this person. It's kind of weird. No. I was always that person. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Yeah. And I think that also helped me with my people skills. And that helps me right now because I never shy away from any conversation.
It serves you well in your career. You just shoot your shot. You just talk with people, and I honestly, it's good for your career.
Absolutely.
It leaves a good impression, but something that is, I personally believe it's a skill that can be developed over time.
Absolutely.
And you just kind of, if you use the muscle enough, you can feel more and more comfortable. Yeah. And then the other thing I think that helps me is there's a lot of, especially in Hollywood, the feeling of that you're going to meet someone who feels superior to you.
I've met so many of those.
They drive another car. They drive a nicer car than you. They have a better job than you. They're the executive of what Studio A or B. They basically and the best thing you can do for yourself is to let go of any idea that they are any better or any more deserving that position than you actually.
Yeah. I think honestly too, for me, coming to the LA area is I noticed that, but I really didn't care. I guess that's one thing I did have is I didn't care if you were a producer and executive. I could talk to you like anyone else. I wouldn't be like, oh, you're so this or that. And if they gave me the attitude that they were so much better than me, I'd just be like, okay, then I don't want to talk to you anymore. It's okay. A lot of people here are they're trying to suck up to these people, because it'll bring them somewhere. They don't want to burn bridges, but also it's your mental health. It's who you are as a person. You don't want all of this to pollute that,
right?
Because it's a highly competitive industry, but you don't have to play a part in all of that behavior and attitude, and you can be part of what makes it better instead.
Just be true to yourself, be authentic. At the end of the day, you have control of what you do and your decision making, and anybody who you meet, just be yourself and don't try to pretend that you're something that you're not. Be honest. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And if when I meet those people that tell me, oh, I've been in the industry 30 plus years, I've done so much and whatnot, and I try to learn as much as I can, regardless of how they are and whatnot. But it's also the vibes. You also have to learn how to read people. And know how they are and whatnot before
we are autistic.
We are. The thing about we can talk about the thing about autism is that you have to rebuild your social toolbox.
Yeah, for me, I definitely had to rebuild it because yeah, you were diagnosed when you were little. I was diagnosed, like, not diagnosed, but told by a therapist 2 years ago that I was autistic. So it's like a backward regression for me. So that's, especially for me, it's relearning how to put myself out there again and be able to be in that space and be confident about myself. Because I went through a period of time where I was really good at it, and then suddenly I wasn't, and I didn't know what happened or why, and I legitimately had to reteach myself how to do any of it.
No, you guys are doing amazing.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's like that hyper self-awareness that can psych you out there. So it's like the thing is, like, if you're hyper aware of who how you're acting or what your facial expression is, you'll make it worse actually. So like it's like if you try to self-edit during a acting performance, you're going to like cue.
But acting makes more sense to me.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm using an acting metaphor.
Than trying to be like, I can be myself. Like right now, I'm fine, but not.
Are you though? No, I'm just
am I acting normal? I don't know.
I'm just
more normal than me.
I'm the kind of guy that likes to throw a spike in the tire of the conversation. You know,
I know, Jackson. You like to antagonize me.
I tell people, what is normal nowadays?
Exactly.
Weird is the new normal.
Yeah. I kind of wish they wouldn't have taken weird away from me. You know, like they kind of like people have turned it into like, I'm weird. And it's like, well,
you're like, are you really?
Or do you just, are you just fond of something that you think other people don't like? You know, like I don't know. Someone will be like, I watched this show that no one knows about. I'm weird. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, you're not. But I think that anyone can embrace something that they're actually passionate about.
Absolutely.
And that, like, I think people want to see that you enjoy the thing that you like to do.
Yeah.
Like when I play music, they want to see that you like that I'm not like a miserable person that just happens to be playing the piano. Like you want to audiences, so for acting, for performances, for whatever, but for music especially, they want to see that you actually enjoy what you're doing.
People feed off of that.
Yeah.
They want to see your passion.
Yeah, and the moment you realize that, you're like, okay, that's actually what people want. No one's too cool for school. If anyone's too arrogant or too like acts too incredibly cool, like
you get too caught up in all of the logistics of everything, and then when a person comes in with true passion, it reminds them, and I see that too. Like anyone around me I see showing that passion, and there's like a seasoned veteran, they look at them and go, they're like, oh, give that to me. I need to feel this happiness and this excitement again. Like when you were explaining everything you were doing, you've been in the game for a while and everything, but you're not allowing yourself to lose the passion you have. And I see the light in your eyes when you're talking about all of this.
I appreciate
it.
I mean, it's just, you gotta, it's something, it's like a calling to me. And I'm sure everybody else agrees with that's the same thing on their end. And at the end of the day, I tell people, don't worry about fame, power, and all that stuff that, it can come with it. If it comes with it, hey, God bless. Awesome. Great. More power to you, right? But at the end of the day, don't lose what's the most important part, which is being an artist, being the kind of artist that just brings light to the world through your work and inspire the rest of the people who watches it and enjoys it. And if you have people reaching out, like I've had tons of people reaching out through Instagram or anywhere else saying, hey, can I get some advice from you? Just something about writing or something about animation or something like that. And I'm always happy to respond, as much as I can.
What's the biggest piece of advice you think you've given out, or that people
we don't have to text, we don't have to message your Instagram. You're right here.
Now that we have you,
No, absolutely. I think the most recent one, she is an aspiring animation artist. I think she's trying to get into the field. And I was actually notified by her from another colleague of mine who I met not too long ago. And he had told me, hey, I have a young girl who's an animation artist. She's trying to do animation and she's trying to get her foot in the door, or how to do certain things and this and that. But of course, it is a very tough career. It's a tough job. And it's a tough life, because you have the naysayers that always tell you, oh, it's not worth it, or don't pursue other things, right? But she, at some point, we got in contact, and I had given her advice, like, keep doing what you're doing, and, just pursue your passion and your art. Just keep creating, keep learning the programs like Photoshop, Clip Studio, Procreate. There's a lot of programs right now for digital art.
Yeah. Just like work on your skill and everything. People are like, oh, that doesn't help me. I'm like, no, it actually does, because the way a lot of the times too for me is, if I've worked on a skill, someone will randomly be like, I need that skill, and you're like, oh, I can do it. And then they're like, oh, you can? Okay. And then it just slowly builds from there. Like, the hard work and dedication. And there's other factors, obviously. Like, there's always, who do you know? All of that, connections.
That is also
things.
very true. But I also told her, you have to at some point start talking to people. Yeah. That's the cool thing about social media. I have to give it to social media on this part, is that I wouldn't have met all the people that I know if it wasn't through social media, Instagram, Facebook. Because all of my colleagues, I think Dulce, who's here with me, I've also met her through mutual friends like that. We all met through Facebook, and then at some point we all started meeting in person through events, red carpets, or
amazing,
all that stuff.
No, that's cool.
And then it was funny now because my friend tells me every time we go somewhere and we ask, okay, how much want to bet half of these people you already follow on Instagram? Because for some reason, I find out when we're following each other on Instagram, because that's like the new way to do it now. Instead of asking for numbers. It's like, can I just, what's your Instagram? Oh, yeah, I'll follow you. Okay, cool.
That's been
and then you find
very
out,
LA thing. It's like the LA business card.
I find out, we're already following each other. Oh, that's why you look very familiar.
It's a small community, people, way smaller than you think it is.
I would say the only thing about that would seem suspicious, like
I know, like they set this.
Oh wow,
they set this entire thing up.
But no, that's cool.
But it does certainly somewhat break the ice, though. You don't have to feel like the need to work up your courage like how I used to do it back in the 90s or in the early 2000s, try to get the ideas. How do I approach? What I ask? What shouldn't I do, right? Now at least I know who this person is just by their posts, and I can bring something up. Like, hey, I saw are you by any chance so-and-so? I saw your post not too long ago on Instagram. I think we follow each other. And it kind of already establishes something there, a common ground.
Learning the intricacies of how to approach someone and how to accept if you're rejected.
Oh, yeah.
Or just conversationally.
Which oftentimes will
rejected.
Be.
No,
I'm always rejected. No.
No, I don't believe that.
No. She's just down on herself.
You're very gloomy. No, I don't believe that. No.
Yeah, I believe it.
Wow, Jackson.
No, I'm just joking.
No, every episode there's like a section where suddenly you're like really antagonizing.
But like entertainingly antagonizing.
Oh no, it's just the way we are.
Yeah, I treat her like a younger sister that I can bully.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely see that.
I know.
Yeah, I just always wanted a younger sister to bully and push around.
Yeah, you have an older sister.
I do have an older sister, so
I'm the only young brother of my 8 siblings. So
8
I'm the youngest.
Oh, really? The youngest out of 8. Wow.
Yeah. And it was fun growing up, I'll tell you that, because everybody was at least like somebody that I can look up to. But at the same time, the bully part was pretty tough too.
I can only imagine having.
But the funny part is that I don't know. I can say karma, I guess I would say, but life gave me the ability to be taller and stronger and bigger. So by the time I reached like 15, 17, I was already taller and bigger than what they were.
I was not expecting you to be this tall when you walked in.
That's true.
Honestly, you walked in, I was like,
you got some height on you.
Oh, okay.
So I was bullied as a young, but then I grew up to be tall and big and strong. So I was like, okay, now it's my turn. I mean, in a good way.
I'm not going to bully you, but don't you bully me.
Yeah, exactly. But but that's why I tell the younger artists is that, again, don't shy away from meeting people. Go out to conventions. Go out to the cons, especially if you're that kind of person.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to Comic-Con next week.
You are?
Was that San Diego?
Yeah, San Diego. So the 24th cool. for my job, I have a VIP pass to go to their Star Wars show thing. Oh. So I was like, I actually didn't know that part. I thought I was just going to Comic-Con and they were just in Her Universe is the brand that was inviting us, but we're doing more than that.
That's awesome.
And I've never been to Comic-Con, so I was like...
That's surprising. I feel like you and Terrence would have been at some point, right? So I want to talk to you about your favorite directors.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, this is kind of the territory you're going in.
You did mention Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. What about like you know, Robert Rodriguez? Because he's like...
It's funny.
Yeah.
How did you bring it up? Wait, were you gonna say something?
No, just kind of like I just had a feeling in the air about Robert Rodriguez.
Okay.
Not just because he's like Rodriguez, but like because like there's a tie-ins to Tarantino too. So
well, it's funny because right now, shout out to them, by the way, if they are seeing it, they get to see it. But right now at this moment, I have a lot of people who come up to me, besides my friends who I'm close friends with. They're like, hey, you know, I'm not gonna lie, you give me like Robert Rodriguez vibes. Yeah. Have you ever been told that before? And I was like, yeah, honestly, I've been told that already recently. I don't know why. It's because of the hat, the clothing, the dark clothing or something. And you guys have... It's funny, though. We have the same height, too. 6'2".
Oh, really?
We're both the same height. And so I'm like, we're like, might be distant relatives or something. Yeah. I don't know. But Robert Rodriguez, if you're looking at this, a shout out to you. I love your work.
Let's get a photo with you and him. Shout out.
Yeah. I love his work because, he's one of those people. He's one of those people that inspired me also to do what I'm doing. Him, Tarantino, obviously the classic, Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, on the live action side of things, right? Guillermo del Toro.
I love
Brooklyn, who was on our show, was in a Spielberg film.
Oh,
which one was it? Was it The Turning?
The Turning is not is it an Amblin? Is that why it's produced by Spielberg's company?
Probably, yeah. Okay. That's probably what it was.
I don't think she's in an actual Spielberg.
Okay, whatever.
Film.
It was awesome. Okay.
No shade to Brooklyn.
Awesome.
No, I don't know. She'll have to tell. I don't think I saw Spielberg, but no. So see, the thing about you're talking about Guillermo del Toro. So cool, like Pan's Labyrinth. Such a great movie.
Pan's Labyrinth.
I love one of my favorite movies of all time.
That is one of my favorites too. I think it's just so.
Did you see? I believe it was Tarantino. It was a chronicle, it's on Netflix, and it's a series of different episodes, and they're all like different horror stories or something like that. Secrets in the Cabinet of Curiosities.
Cabinet of Curiosities.
Okay,
yeah. Netflix.
I don't know what I got. Chamber of Secrets. Harry Potter.
Because you're a Potterhead as well.
No, I get that. That's pretty close too. No, but yeah, I did see the series. I liked every episode. I thought every single episode was really well done. And the makeup, the visuals, effects, and everything. The acting was well done.
You can notice every little thing because there are some shows I watch where their makeup is literally yellow, and then it distracts me for the entire time. Like, why did they put yellow foundation on them like that?
And like I said, I liked watching the 80s and 90s movies. So when Guillermo del Toro has this kind of very unique the way he does these things, even though he does use a little bit of CGI, but not too much. He blends it really well with the actual prosthetics. Even there was like one episode with the guy who was in Harry Potter. I forgot Ron Weasley, the guy who plays him.
Wait.
I forgot his name in real life, but the actor.
Yeah, he was in he was in an episode.
It was like a witch episode.
What's his name, Terrence?
Daniel Radcliffe.
No,
the friend.
Harry Potter.
His friend, his best friend.
Ron Weasley. Rupert Grint.
The
one, the one who plays the Weasley.
Yeah. The redhead.
Yeah, he was in one of the episodes with like a witch. It was like a witch story or something like that.
Yeah.
And the makeup of that witch and the way she moved and everything was all actually prosthetics, and it was all like a costume and everything. Not too much CGI going on. And I thought, man, this is kind of like what I like a lot to see. This is what I like to see. Not so much CGI. I appreciate CGI and the hard work behind it, but the prosthetics and everything is awesome. It just makes it more believable. So every single episode was like so unique. Yeah.
I watched it a long while ago, so I'm going to be honest, I don't fully remember what happened in the episodes. But I'm sure if I watch them, it'll bring back the memories, of course. But I do remember it being beautifully shot.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, I love that style. I love the depth that they put into it. and like every little thing they think about, even like the colors. They have like, these are the colors we're using.
And that's why I appreciate his work and everything. He's one of those directors that hopefully I get to work with one day. You know, that's the live action side of things. I have some other directors, but there's just like a roster of them sometimes. But for the animation part of things,
are you into anime?
I do like anime. I like Akira.
That was not the response you wanted to hear.
You don't like Akira?
Which one?
Akira's great.
It's a classic anime movie. Akira from like the 80s. I think it was like 87.
Oh, it's in the 80s.
Terrence, do you know Akira?
Akira?
Yes. Thank you very much.
He's like, how do you not know? I know some 90s. I watched, of course, some 90s anime, but not Akira's not one of them.
Okay. One.
Yu Yu Hakusho, Cowboy Bebop. Obviously, One Piece started in the 90s, but that's also technically a new one. Like, it's been on so long and changed so much visually.
I'm also a Dragon Ball fan.
Dragon Ball Z, yes, Akira, Naruto.
Yeah. So you talked a little bit about liking sci-fi.
We were on anime.
Obviously,
he's not anime.
You got to read the room. You know, he talked about the movies and stuff. But
Miyazaki's on. Ghibli's a good one too. I love him. You know, not in the way that I like love him. Like I love his work. I do want to be like somebody who does that too, because he's a jack of all trades. He's a phenomenal director. He's a legend. He does, like, if you watch his movies, he says in his interviews, or people say this about it, and I'm sure. So he does the composition of the music. Sometimes he works on the storyboarding. He works on the animation, the concept art, the writing. He's all involved in his production.
Fully involved.
At his age, still.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if I can do that with my work and my production someday, oh, man, that's what I want to do.
So that's the dream.
Yeah.
Like, dream scenarios to be able to, like, have your, fingers dipped in the right places.
And the wisdom
production.
he carries, too. Everything he talks, you hear how deep it is.
Wisdom drips from him. Yeah, no, that's... What, are you not into poetry? It just makes you laugh.
It drips from him. Okay.
Yeah, like a wise old tree. What are you? You gotta like think about these, visual metaphors I'm giving you a little bit more.
Yes, it is a visual metaphor, and it's weird.
She disses my flowery, poetic, Shakespearean language.
We can go a different angle, though. We don't have to take that
nectar of my world.
The nectar. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I am a writer too. I haven't written in a while, but I started writing when I was 20, and my first script that I was working on that I have on the back burner, but I'm thinking about bringing it back. CBS was interested in it, but it was like one of those micro budgets where they give you $20,000 and just buy it off you and do whatever they wanted with it. So I said no. Yeah.
And shelf it. They could just buy it and shelf it.
Exactly. So I was like, nah.
Yeah, I don't like when they do that.
Yeah, and then you can't do anything with it because they sold it.
They own
it. That's the type of writing though where you're at that point and you're writing stuff that you may or may not be interested in doing yourself. When you're a writer director, most of the things you're writing are you're interested in writing and in having them be your project. So it's like the difference between like I started working with another songwriter named Sparrow. Shout out Sparrow, and she writes a lot of songs for artists and. I've written hundreds of songs, right? Ooh, and so a catalog that I've written is ones that I intend to perform, but I have a lot of them I'm willing to sell to different artists. Her style, she can get into a studio session and write for another artist and just that's for them. That song is already intended to be for them when she's in that session. So the idea that you're writing. If you can just write every day, you'll have enough where there's some ideas where you're perfectly fine with this is my paycheck project. This one is actually going to be perfect for me I'm okay with it letting it go. Right?
Yeah, you're writing a spec script or something.
Yeah, there's some projects you have to be, I think as a mature enterprising artist, you have to be willing to let go. Yeah. Even if it's not what you think it should. you obviously use your best instincts.
I was also 20 years old. Okay.
Well, no, I'm not. No, but I'm saying like you should have taken the
all about yourself.
No, but like that's what I mean is like there's like kind of the balance of business and art in that conversation, and it's important for people to know that like if you are in that position and you're okay with that project being written for that purpose, then you should take the money because you it's hard out here for these these careers.
In the beginning, like when I was writing my first stories, I thought these are all mine. I want to do them. I want to create them. That's it. But once you get into the business and you start realizing how things work, right? And I was asked the questions: are you willing to let some of these go? And I said, what do you mean by that? And they explained it, and they say, well, if someone options it or someone wants to buy it from you, buy the rights, would you be willing to let some of these go? I was like, okay. In the beginning, I would say in a heartbeat, no. in the beginning.
Now if that happened, I would be like, yeah.
I was like, now that I think about it, if writing is part of you, right, and you will always be writing no matter what, your creativity will never be bought. You will always have creativity and your ideas and whatnot. So even if someone were to buy something from you, I think you are more than capable of just creating something else later on down the road. It's not like it's all be all kind of thing, So I do have a project that it's like a sci-fi TV animated series that I'm trying to pitch to the networks and whatnot, and it's like the Olympics meets Hunger Games meets Mortal Kombat. It's kind of like that kind of epic sort of fighting.
Oh, that is right down my alley. That sounds cool.
It's like humans from Earth are going to another planet to defend the resources and their existence in the galaxy with other competing planets. It's going to be very epic. I have synopsis and I have everything set up for like 10 seasons. So it's a big series. But I was asked the question, well, would you be willing to let this go? Because again, my own studios, Independent Studio Rat Studios, is very small right now. And I do have I have artists who are willing to come and collaborate with me and whatnot. And shout outs to them because they've been amazing to do in this trailer that I've been trying to do for this past.
So you're doing like a pitch trailer?
It's like a pitch trailer, proof of concept trailer.
Proof of concept.
So they come in and join and help me out with this, and me and my wife are very, very, very grateful for their efforts to try to make this a reality.
Awesome.
And all the developments have been going on for I started off years ago, but now it's been
animation
really serious. It takes time. And then right now for the past over a year and a half they've been involved in trying to get this going more. So like I'm just trying to now get the idea that I'd rather probably sell it to someone like a big toy company studio like Hasbro's or Mattel or someone and let them handle the production, and then of course we make some deals. But
that's where do you have an agent? Or
honestly, I'm flying solo right now.
No, that's
no agent, no manager.
Yeah, no agent.
But
I have an agent for I have an agent not for writing but for acting and voiceover and everything on that side. But
someone told me entertainment attorneys also play well.
Yes, but it's the only other thing I would say, the relationship that the agent has with these studios already. So they walk into the room, they're more happy to see the agent than they would be to see the entertainment attorney.
Gotcha.
But I think that regardless, they're probably not having to see the agent too. The agent is trying to get more money out of them. So, but the reason I say that is just like, you look at all the ways to protect yourself too. Because on the flip side, just all the stories of people that have got screwed from just like having the wrong insight or having the wrong ideas. So do you feel like you had any mentors when you came here, or you were kind of quite on your own?
No, definitely have mentors and colleagues, especially in the animation and right now live action side of things. So I try to always stay in touch with those who have been in the game longer than I have. And I learn from them, and even when I have questions, I reach out to them, and they always give me some very insightful feedback or advice on how to do things. So I try to take it all in, like a sponge.
Yeah, you're constantly learning and growing.
Especially because, right now I don't have an agent or a manager, and I'm trying to do it all in a way, just the way I'm doing it by myself without representation, which I'm willing to be, hey, if I get an agent someday, I'm willing to embrace that and be like, hey, I'll be happy. But I've been okay right now, as far as I'm concerned. You know, God has me right now, and so far everything I've been doing has been going really well. Awesome. No one has been trying to rip me off with my ideas or stories that I've been putting out there. Good. So it's been really, really well. So I'm very, very happy about how things have been progressively.
That's good.
Nice.
That's really good to hear.
Yeah.
I that's one of my big, I think, fears as an artist, is that if you become too visible with your work, that you'll be prone to be ripped off. I had the Ellen show steal stuff from me. I had
no way.
I had like different media things like that would like, you know, I'd have original content and like, I don't know, there's just things where you just like put something out in the universe, it blows up just a little bit and you don't know who's watching it. And that can be a good thing, but on the flip side of it being a good thing, you're getting visibility. It can be really, you could start to see that powerful corporations have whole departments ready to pay out people that are just like that. They'll be like, oh yeah, we steal things, and then we have this whole department that's ready. Bruce is ready to pay.
We steal things.
No, it's like actively steal things because they're running out of ideas, right? So
there's so many repetitive ideas out there over. Hopping off of that. Mental health wise, how have you traversed that landscape in such a competitive industry? And anything that you're willing to share, it's not like you have to, but if you would like to.
How do I keep my mental state? Well, first and foremost, everything that I do every day, I wake up, I do a prayer because I'm a Catholic Christian, and so everything that I do, I put God first. So I always feel like I have a connection. So anything that I do, Him first, prayer, and then my work, my projects. So everything that I do, I have some kind of something pushing me. Yeah. So I try not to stress or get too depressed or anything, because there are ups and downs in this business. I'm not gonna lie, nothing is simple. There are tough times, but you gotta stay afloat. You gotta realize what you're doing and the commitment you're trying to do and why you're doing it, and looking at the big picture. Don't worry about the details, but look at the sun and the background. Look how it's flourishing everything. How it's brightening up everything else. Be that light to everything. Yeah. And so everything else will follow. So that's good. That's why I try to not worry about politics, agendas, or anything like that. I'd rather just do stories, create things for the people to enjoy and have a great time with. Yeah. And that's all I care about. Yeah. And so I think that kind of motivates me to be in a very sane position, especially when I'm surrounded by like-minded people who give me the same kind of vibes and energy back. So it's the laws of attraction. You attract people who are just like you if you're the same, like if you put out there in the universe. So there you go.
I keep dragging autistic women into my life.
I do have a good
Wait, Richy, are you?
No. Hey, I do have a good friend. She's I think you might know her. She's in the Love and Spectrum series on Netflix. Her name is Danny Bowman.
Oh, awesome.
Not sure if you guys see the series.
Danny.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think I followed a bunch of people on our page.
And she's been a friend of mine since years, I think almost a decade now. And we're talking about maybe like early 2000 and around 2010s, 12s, around there. But she is in animation. She's a phenomenal artist. She started her own animation studio back when she was like a teen or very young age.
That's awesome.
And she's been very consistent with it. I've seen her post on Instagram, and her following has skyrocketed ever since she's been in the Love and Spectrum series. But like, she's flourishing and anything, and she loves to teach other people who are in the autism community,
That's awesome.
And they do animation.
I've always wanted to learn animation.
We'd love to get to know her too. Yeah, that's one of those things that like I want to encourage on the show, is to show people wherever they're from, whatever their background is, whatever they have in their, whatever they're dealing with their mental health, they can start careers in art.
She's a phenomenal figure and whatnot, and that also pushes me too, because
excuses.
Yeah, no, she's very driven, and I like that drive, and I love that passion, and that's what I try to do in my world. And everything that I do, either writing or directing or trying to come up with a new story or the new book, Ancient Chronicles,
We'll have a moment for you to go to the camera and be like, read this book.
Yeah, actually, let's do that now because we're getting close to time.
Yeah, we are.
We're getting close to time. Was there anything that you want to plug, speaking of which, like about your projects, any upcoming projects?
Right now, if anyone's who loves vampire stories or the classics and everything, there you go. I would recommend to check out my book. And it's called The Ancient Chronicles. You can have it on Amazon. You can just get your copy or to my website, theancientchronicles.com. It's all about the classic vampire. It's about a story about a vampire who started off as an orphan, and then he got introduced into the life of the vampirism by another vampire when he got older. And we're talking about the 1700s.
Nice.
So I'm taking it back in that time period.
Yeah.
So it gives it that grittiness, a dark lore behind it. It's very cool.
That's awesome.
So right now I'm adapting it into a feature. And I also have a sequel/prequel already on the way for it. And I'm hoping that it becomes like a franchise. Who knows?
Yeah, I'll read the first book and then message you, be like, Richie, you need to write the second one faster, please.
Trust me,
it's not fast enough for me because I read real fast.
That's what I tell people. It takes some time. You know, like
I know.
I'm like no, because I've seen interviews with Stephen King. You know, another author that I like and I admire in the horror genre. You know. And so he has told people it takes time. You know, writing a book is not an easy journey. It does take time. So I'm doing this, and at the same time, I'm also on set working on other short films, pitch trailers and whatnot. And
I'm excited to look up some of those. I have a background in short films too, so
they're awesome.
The posters
you got some awesome. Awesome.
Oh yeah, his short films and stuff.
But like I love that's a format that is actually surprisingly hard to do. If you I'm sure you know, to fit the story and a world into 10 minutes or like so I think it's actually a very good skill to have to know how to do a short film.
Actually, for short films, I have an easier time writing short films.
Yeah, well,
than I do.
Like a full. Like a feature.
It's also you are what you write. So short. Okay. So
he said, not me.
I'm just trying to throw a wrench in it, you know. But
we should just highlight every time, you know, that those sections that you put in where this is where this conversation starts. Every time that you insult Haley.
Yeah, we could have a counter at the corner of the screen. Yeah.
But I have to admit, though, writing a short story does seem like at first you would be like, okay, it's pretty easy.
But it has to be good.
Yeah, it has to be catchy. You have to have a cliffhanger if you want to have one. But I'm writing right now that I want to direct, and later on in a few months, as a live action based on true events. It's actually based on something that happened to me not too long ago. So there's a lot of emotion, some depressing moments because I was in a very dark time for a bit, and so this short story is based on that. And so when I shoot it, I want to make the people feel like kind of like what I was feeling. But then again, there's something in the end that it's like there's like a call that I get because I wrote a script in the midst of the short film where I lost my job in the beginning, and then I got depressed and I didn't know what to do. And then at some point it clicked on me that, hey, why not write a script? You never know where it can lead to. And then I write it, and then I wait. Nothing ever happens. So I get like a little bit more anxious and anxiety kicks in. So I'm showcasing the development of the character. But then later on, at the end of the day, you're waiting for something to happen, like a call. Then you get that call. Like, hey, we want to option this script. And it's so happy. And you're like, oh man, let's see what happens later on after this. So the short story is based on that. So something that happened to me. But now it's just the tricky part is how, because I know the 3 acts, how to do it in feature film. I know how to place everything where it's supposed to be.
And you have more time.
And more time, too. Right. But a short story, it's like really, you gotta like hit those little dots right there, those little points. Perfect.
You have to. Usually it just means if that's a longer story, you have to insert yourself in the middle of that world right away, meaning that you the audience picks up on what you're getting, and you're just in that space the character's in, right? So
you gotta squeeze it all in there somewhere.
Yeah, and I do want to say something that amazes me about artists, like all different kinds of artists, is their willingness to be so vulnerable and to use their own life experiences to show to other people so that they know that they're not alone in those experiences. And that's really the whole point of art in general, to be honest, is to break those walls and in human connection.
It's a very good message, and that message is in one of my other features, like that's in the hard comedy one, because it's about a rebellious teenage slayer who is just by himself. He doesn't care about the world and whatnot, but his best friend is always with him. And at some point, he learns the values of friendship, true friendship, and family, and what it all means to him. And so he has to save the people he loves, because they're high stakes versus monsters and whatnot. You know, so he has to learn all those values, and it starts to become the kind of hero that he needs to be.
That's awesome.
And versus what he thought a hero was supposed to be in the beginning.
So I think that if we had time for a part 2, we'd do it, because it's so I love nerding out about films and about the process stuff. This is like perfect for that. And we could totally at some point do a part 2 that we only talk about film and only dive in, because it's so it's a fascinating topic. Definitely. We are out of time, and we absolutely loved having you, man. Richy.
So
thank you, Richy.
It went so by fast.
I know, right?
It did.
So fast.
It did. When you're talking about something that you love, it goes by super fast. So
definitely, it was a great time.
We're just trying our hand at time management, you know.
Which is something that I know some of us struggle with.
It is a struggle, because even I have hard time with time management, because I can go on writing forever, and sometimes I can't stop. I feel like 3 in the morning.
I could keep
my eyes are red and
everything. You lose track of time, and you're like, wait, how long has it been?
We're very
like a zombie or something.
Oh yeah, we could also just keep talking forever, no punctuation, you know.
Yeah. We're still talking too.
We're still talking. And one could
He's
say
been back there like
I had him do a signal to me a few times, but like it was incredible having you, Richy.
Yeah.
Everyone, everyone find the camera. Everyone, look him up.
Yes.
We're gonna put his Instagram right here. We're gonna put some links to his wonderful novel, his book that everyone should go read, and let's give it up.
Thank you, Richy.
No, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are stars in what you guys do. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Everyone, thank you so much for tuning into the Neurofucked podcast. We're so grateful to have you here, and subscribe to us. You should do it on all platforms, Spotify, YouTube. We're going to also be doing some cool content where we're sending us out into the field and having some field days where we're just out there in these streets being autistic. Haley, do you have anything to add?
Being autistic. Well, I think that also leads into a good point, is what is autism? What is neurodivergency? What does it look like? Breaking those stereotypes. And yes, there's a lot of different versions of it, because it's a colorful spectrum, and we're here to explore that.
And we're so excited you get to explore it with us. Subscribe, and we'll put a little donation link if you want to support the podcast. We're going to start accepting donations.
Please.
Porridge, please. You have some porridge?
Some porridge. Some oatmeal.
Some oatmeal.